Example for metals are. Example for metals are what? Sodium, magnesium, iron, copper, etc. But here, one of the exception is what? Hydrogen. Hydrogen is not a metal. So while discussing properties, we come to know that why it is not a metal. Okay. So here, these are what about metal. How we are going to define metal? Elements which possess the luster when freshly cut, or else when they are going to form a positive ion by losing their electrons. Okay. Then next, non-metals. What are non-metals? So here, the next is definition. How we are going to define non-metals. Okay. Elements which do not possess any luster. They are not malleable and ductile, right? They do not possess any luster when they freshly cut. Okay. So here write down the elements which do not possess. Elements which do not possesses luster, do not possesses luster, do not conduct, do not conduct electricity or heat. They do not conduct electricity or heat and are neither malleable nor ductile, but they are brittle. Neither malleable nor ductile, but are brittle. But they are brittle. Okay. So here the non-metals. How we are going to define non-metals? And even if we define the non-metals in terms of losing or gaining electron, how we are going to define for non-metals? Elements form negative ion by gaining electrons. Elements form negative ion by gaining electrons. These are what? Non-metals. So how we are going to define non-metal? The element forms negative ion by gaining electrons. So here we can consider examples for non-metals, that is oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. Okay, these are what we used to say that non-metals. So how we are going to define non-metals? What are non-metals? The elements which do not possess luster, do not conduct electricity or heat, and neither malleable nor ductile, but they are brittle. And when these elements are going to form negative ions, they are going to gain the electrons from other elements. That's the reason these are known as non-metals. Then example for non-metals: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and even hydrogen also is going to be considered as non-metal. Okay. Then how we can classify these elements are metals and these elements are non-metals? On the basis of their physical and chemical properties, we are going to classify these elements are metals and these elements are non-metals. So now we will discuss physical properties of metals. Okay. Physical properties means what? Their appearance and their melting point, their boiling point, then their density. Okay, these are what and their appearance, how they are going to form. That is what we are going to discuss. Their physical properties. So physical property, what we are going to discuss? Their appearance, their state. Okay, in physical state. That is what we used to say that physical properties. Now we discuss physical properties of metals. Physical properties of metals. So one by one we discuss here. First one, physical state. The first property is what? Physical state. Physical state. What is this physical state? Whether these elements, the metals, are solid form or liquid form or gaseous form. That is what we are going to say. The physical state of the metals. In that, the physical state of metal is what is whether the metals are solid, liquid or gaseous. So here almost all metals are solid at room temperature. Metals are solid at room temperature. Room temperature. Except solid metals are solid at room temperature. Room temperature, except some metals are there. They are liquid at room temperature. What is which one that is? Except mercury. Except mercury, because mercury is liquid at room temperature. Mercury is liquid state at room temperature. Mercury is liquid state at room temperature. Except the other all metals are almost all metals are solid state at room temperature except mercury, liquid state at room temperature. Okay. Then next physical property of metal is their appearance. Their appearance. Appearance means what? Here, which state, how they are going to appearance. Okay. The metals in pure state have a shining surface. Metals in pure state, have shining property. We have seen that some metals, when they exposed to air or water, that luster, that shining properties go on decreases. The reason behind this is what? We have seen that especially iron will get rust. Okay, and even copper, that green pigment, green substance, green layer is going to form, and silver it is going to brown. Why these metals are going to lose their shining property? The reason behind that is when they are in pure form, they have that shining property. But when they expose to air or atmosphere, then they are going to lose that property. They are going to become, the surface becomes dull when it remains exposed to air for a longer time. So here appearance in pure state have shining property and they becomes dull and they becomes dull when it remains exposed. It becomes dull when it remains exposed to air for a longer time. Air for a longer time. Right? Then that luster property, that shining property becomes dull when these elements, metals are exposed for air for a longer time. Okay? This is what the appearance. And here, why it happens? Because the gases which are present in air on the surface of the metal forming thin layer of oxides, carbonates and sulfides, etc. So here the gases which are present in air, they are going to form their oxides or carbonates or sulfides on the surface of these metals. That's the reason they are going to become dull. Their surface is going to be dull. Then third property of the metal is hardness. Third property is what? Hardness. And here we can see that appearance, that shining property, except gold, because gold is not going to react with any of the substance. Even it is not going to react with air or water. That's the reason gold is not going to lose its shining property of luster. Okay. The reason behind that is what? Gold do not react with air, water and doesn't lose its luster easily. The next property is hardness. Whether metals are hard or soft, generally metals are hard. The hardness varies from metal to metal. So here, almost all metals, generally metals are hard and their hardness varies from metals to metal. Hardness varies from metals to metal. All metals will not show the same hardness, right? If you compare the copper and iron, then copper has a different hardness, whereas iron is also, and silver, aluminum. So if you consider it, the metals, one metal to another metal, the hardness is different. That's the reason here, almost all metals are hard. Their hardness depends on metals to metal. And here also, some metals are not this much hard, they are very soft. Even they can be cut with our kitchen knife. Okay? Such elements are there, those what we used to say that they are exception in the metals group. What are those exceptions? Except, do you know what are those except metals which are soft? Like what we used to say that alkali group metals like lithium, sodium and potassium. Except lithium, sodium and potassium. These are soft. These are what? These metals are soft. Even they can cut with our knife in hand. Yes. So here we have studied that three physical properties of metals. Just once again I will repeat. What is that physical? First, the physical state. Metals, almost all metals are solid at room temperature except mercury, whereas mercury is in liquid state at room temperature. And their appearance, almost metals in the pure, they have shining nature, that's shining property, that what we used to say that luster. But when they become exposed to air for a longer time, their shining property, that luster is going to lose. And hardness is the next physical property of metals. Almost all metals are hard, and that hardness varies from metals to metal, and except lithium, sodium and potassium, those metals are soft, and these metals are known as alkali metals, and these alkali metals are soft in nature. The next physical property is malleability. The next property is malleability. Now then, what is that malleability? Some metals, if we give the beaten to those metals or metal article, what we are going to observe there? Have you observed that by taking iron name and aluminum name, whatever, that copper, if you start beating that, and silver, gold, okay, what is going to observe there? Even we can make it a shield, okay. So that property, what we used to say that malleability. That property, what we used to say that malleability. Okay. The fourth property of metals are malleability. What is this malleability? So malleability is the property of a substance. It is a property. It is a property of a substance. It is a property of a substance by which it can be beaten, by which it can be beaten, by which it can be beaten into thin sheets, into thin sheets, right? So such type of property of the metals are known as malleability or malleable. Okay. So here the most malleable metals are gold and silver, are most malleable metals. Which are the most malleable metals? Gold and silver are the most malleable metals. The fourth property, malleability. And here, on account of their malleability, and now we are going to observe so many applications are there where these metals have the property of malleability, because if we have given more, it is beaten by any of the hard material, we can make it a thin sheet. So with the help of this malleability property, these metals have the lots of applications. What are those applications? We have observed that in a sweet mart, okay, in bakeries, we are going to observe a silver thin sheet on the sweets to decorate those sweets. So for that purpose, silver foils are used. We use the word that silver foils. Okay, silver foils means what? That are sheets. And even sheets of iron and copper and aluminium are used in making utensils or vessels of different shape as well as bodies of automobile. Okay. Even we can observe that sheets of iron, then copper, also aluminium. Right? Where we are using such sheets in automobiles, different shapes, and even in our kitchen, there are the different utensils are there which are made up of copper, aluminium, as well as some machinery tools are there which are made up of iron and okay. So then, why these materials are made in those shapes? Because they have the property of malleability. They have the property of malleability. We can give any shapes. We can make it a thin sheets. That property is malleability. And if you want to make it in a wire, that property we used to say that ductility or ductile nature. So here one more property. And where we are using this aluminium foil, even we are using aluminium foil to cover medicines, right? To wrap in even any food substance, any food substance are going to be wrapped with aluminium foil, and even chocolates, wrappers of chocolate, okay, and wrappers of any tablets that covering, those are of aluminium foil. See there. The reason behind what property? Malleability, right? Malleability is the property at which the metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Okay. Example here, gold foils and silver foils we have seen, almost we are going to observe in a. And gold foils, we can see that the metal is gold plated, right? That foils is going to be attached, and like that, these metals are going to use in different purposes. That is what malleability. And even for wrapping of any foodstuffs like chocolates, biscuits, and even the aluminium sheets also used for sealing, like bottles and any container. Let's see that thing. You can take any containers which are sealed with by aluminium foil. Okay. Then next property is ductility. The fifth property is ductility. What is this ductility? Right? What is this ductility? So here, ductility is what? Property of a substance by which it can be property of a substance by which it can be made, can be drawn into thin wires. It can be drawn into a thin wire. Okay, we are saying that copper wire and aluminium wire, whereas used for transmission of electricity, right? Example for ductility, we are using that copper and aluminium, even gold also, gold wire. You can see that 1 gram of gold can be drawn into a wire of about 2 kilometer length. Okay, so these are what? The some metal. These two are the main properties of metals. It can be beaten into thin sheets. It can be drawn into a thin wire for different purposes. Okay, so this is what about the some physical properties of metals. So now I am going to conclude at this point today's session. So now we will discuss any doubts or questions. Children, do you have any doubts?